Hi everyone, it's Aiga and welcome to my channel Heart Notes, where I talk about all things perfume. Now today I have a perfume haul for you guys. I got all of these perfumes in January. It's 8 of them. I'm gonna start off, and I think that's what I'm gonna do for all my videos in the future. I'm gonna start off with celebrity / affordable scents, then move on to designer, and then if I ever have a niche perfume to review, I'll put it right in the end. So yeah, let's just get into it and let's start with the celebrity perfumes. Now the first one that I have is by Day by Nicole Scherzinger. This is the first perfume from her that I have. She has 4 perfumes, I believe, and I think that Chosen might just be the most popular one, but for some reason I wanted to start out with this one. I saw Chosen in the shop as well, but I gravitated towards this. Maybe it's because of the glittery box, not sure. But that's the box, and this is the perfume. It's really exposing my room right now, but I have worn this a couple of times. I'm gonna be honest, this is a very run-of-the-mill celebrity perfume, but okay, let's look at the notes and the accords. The main accords are fruity, floral, sweet, soft, spicy, rose, vanilla, powdery, and woody. In the top notes we have red currant and black currant, bergamot and mandarin orange. In the middle notes, peach, rose, orchid, and freesia, and in the base we have vanilla and woodsy notes. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this perfume to me is very forgettable. It smells nice, don't get me wrong, it smells nice. It's a good for everyday wear. That's why, you know, day. So the other one being night, maybe that one might be a bit more serious, but this one being the daytime perfume, yes, it is an everyday scent. It's very nice. It's quite cheap. This big bottle was 100 ml, I believe. Yes, so a big 100 ml bottle, 13 pounds, something like that. So it's a good price point, but to me this is really quite a forgettable perfume. So I have worn this to the office a couple of times. Yeah, so it's sweet, it smells nice. If you smell this perfume on somebody, you would think that it smells nice, but there isn't really anything that stands out. Even from the notes, it's all just mishmashed together in a sweet perfume. So I don't think that I would wear this too often. I think for the price point, you can find some other perfumes, also celebrity perfumes, perfectly fine, that would have a bit more of character into them. But you know, this will always be an easy grab whenever you don't know really what to wear or you don't have the time to think. You can just grab this and be fine. So obviously this is a daytime perfume. I wouldn't wear this at night on a date or something like that. It's a daytime perfume. I don't see a specific age for this either. I think teenagers and as well as mature women can wear these perfume and be just fine. So yeah, that's Day by Nicole Scherzinger. It's okay. Now the next one that I have is quite different, and this is Diamonds and Sapphires by Elizabeth Taylor. Now, I don't see too many people talking about Elizabeth Taylor perfumes. I do have an Elizabeth Taylor perfume range review on the way. I have 4 of her perfumes for now. I think a lot of people have been avoiding these perfumes, thinking that they all smell super vintage. Now, the original White Diamonds, it does smell very vintage, but the rest of the line actually isn't that bad. Yeah, this definitely has more character. I actually quite enjoy this. Now let's look at the accords and notes. The main accords are white floral, green floral, fresh, fruity, sweet, ozonic, woody, aquatic, and aromatic. The top notes are melon, lily of the valley, freesia, peach, galbanum. Middle notes of rhubarb, ylang ylang, jasmine, spices, and rose. And then the base notes amber, sandalwood, musk, and vetiver. Now there's a lot going on in the notes of this perfume, but what I mainly get is the lily of the valley. Yeah, definitely, I get the lily of the valley a lot. The melon as well in the initial spray. You might say that this does have a little bit of that vintage vibe in it, but it's not very prominent. You wouldn't say that this is a vintage smelling perfume. To me, this smells very calming, very zen, very sort of nostalgic. It reminds me of something like maybe from my childhood, I'm not sure. But this is a very calming scent. I wouldn't wear this going into the city, going to work or something like that. This reminds me more of sitting at home Maybe if you have a garden, you're sitting in the garden, you're relaxing, you're not worried at all, or you're trying to calm down, and this is the perfume that you would wear. Now, I don't really see this on a young girl, I'll be honest. But as I said, to me, this doesn't smell like a mature scent. Now, I haven't worn this perfume outside, but my guess is that the longevity and projection is really good, because that's what you usually get from Elizabeth Taylor perfumes. Even with the price point, this being £15, usually you can find it even less than 10 to 15 pounds. The projection is really good on these perfumes. They've been around for a long time. I think this came out probably in the 90s. But this being a celebrity scent from the 90s, this actually will stand out in your collection. And this is something that you will be able to recognize, which I think is a better option than having a forgettable perfume. So yeah, that's on Diamonds and Sapphires by Elizabeth Taylor. Right, next up I have Stella McCartney's Pop. Now, we have seen this perfume a lot on FragTube, FragCom, I know that's a word as well. Right, so I've seen this a lot on FragTube. A lot of people say this smells like Barbie dolls, and I get where they're coming from. I really do enjoy this perfume. Let's look at the accords and notes first. The main accords are floral, tuberose, citrus, powdery, green, aromatic, white floral, tropical, woody, and musky. In the top notes, there's tomato leaf, green mandarin, violet leaf. In the middle, tuberose, frangipani, and violet. And in the base notes, musk, sandalwood, and cedar. Right, I really do enjoy this perfume. I have worn this to the office. The longevity is quite okay, actually, and the projection as well. Given that the price point, it's not super cheap, but it's not expensive. It's not like a designer perfume price. So as I said, a lot of people say this smells like Barbie dolls or plastic or something like that. I do get where they're coming from. I really love this perfume. I really do. Like, it must be the tomato leaf that is just giving this scent that just really stands out from all the other perfumes. It's quite a sharp sweetness to me, but at the same time it's very calming. I don't know why. This is a comforting, calming scent to me. At the same time, it sort of grabs attention. Like, it smells interesting, it smells unusual. Now, I do have to say, I hate this sprayer design. Sometimes the cap gets stuck and I can't decant this either, so that's a bit annoying, but I mean, the scent is so great, I'm willing to put up with that. I think this perfume would be best suited for spring and summertime. It's a daytime perfume. It's this refreshing sweetness, but this time the refreshing part of it doesn't come from a citrus opening or having a lot of fruits in the top notes. It must be coming from the tomato leaf. I have no other explanation for it, but yeah, check this perfume out. Yes, it is very popular, but there's a reason why it's really popular. So if you haven't tried it and it sounds like something you would like, check it out. Right, next up we have another celebrity perfume, and it's Dolly by Dolly Parton. Now, she came out with this perfume, I believe, in 2020 or 2021 in America, but we only just got it here in the UK a couple of weeks ago, in January this year. So I was very excited to try it, and I got it. So this is the box with nice Dolly on top here. She looks very nice. The box is light pink. It looks very romantic, so I quite enjoy that. I didn't really know much about Dolly before I got this perfume, but when I got it and before I got it, I sort of looked more into her music, who she is, what she does, and all that. And she is just the most loved celebrity there is, isn't she? She's so down to earth, realistic, so kind. It's just wonderful to even just watch interviews with her. Right, so this is the perfume bottle. Now, this is how you do a butterfly on top of the perfume bottle, right? We all know that everybody hates Mariah Carey's butterfly perfume bottles. Let me get it. So there is a great difference between these two butterflies and how each of them look. And this is the clear winner. The butterfly is sort of more 3D. It looks like a crystal one. Of course, it's plastic, but it looks like a crystal or a glass one. So it looks a lot nicer. So I have sort of, well, maybe not love and hate relationship, but it's difficult for me to crack this perfume. It smells nice, but there's something that confuses me about it. But let's look at the accords and notes. The main accords are woody, floral, fresh, amber, fruity, powdery, sweet, musky, white floral, and warm spicy. In the top notes, we have peony, pear, black currant, mandarin orange. In the middle notes, jasmine, vanilla orchid, and lily of the valley. And in the base notes, musk, amber, sandalwood, tonka bean, patchouli, and fir. Now, the price point for this perfume, Scent from Above, the name of the perfume, is very friendly. I bought this big bottle for £22. The smallest one was £12. So this is very much in the line with the celebrity perfume prices. But I gotta say, I think it smells more expensive than it is. The dry down is quite musky and woody. There is a bit of sweetness in it as well, but I wouldn't say that this is a sweet perfume. Right, now it's sprayed out. In the initial first spray, you get a lot of patchouli actually as well, which scared me a little bit in the beginning. But I wouldn't say that this is a patchouli scent. The jasmine and the lily of the valley in the middle notes, which are my absolute favorite flower notes, they give a bit of a softness to it. But I would say that the surrounding scent of this perfume it's quite heavy hitting actually. And it definitely, it is a bit of an opposite of what impression the bottle gives you, you know, with the pink juice and with the butterfly on top. This isn't a light scent. This isn't something for a teenager. I could imagine Dolly wearing this actually. And in the dry down, a lot of people, you know how a lot of people said that cloud reminds them of like a medicinal scent? So a lot of people said that the dry down really reminds them of cloud. And there is a little bit of a medicinal scent in the dry down. I will agree on that. So that's how those two are tied together. So if you smelt a medical vibe from cloud, you will probably get it from this as well. But it's by no means a cloud copy or dupe. I think you can easily wear this during the day. I wore it during the day. I wore it to the office. I think you can wear it at nighttime as well. I don't think this would be a great teenager scent. I think it's more appropriate for people 20-25 plus. And it might give you a little bit of a vintage vibe on the first impression, but don't be scared by that. Try out this perfume if you're into more sort of serious woodsy musky scents. Right, so the next perfume that I have, this is super fun for me. I really wanted to get this. This has been discontinued, unfortunately, so I won't take too much time talking about it, but it's from the German band Rammstein. You can see the name of the perfume. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube or if I'll get in trouble, but I mean, you can see it. So that's the perfume name. Comes in a quite nice packaging actually. And this is the 50 ml bottle of the perfume. Now, this didn't have the friendliest prices. I think their perfumes, at least on their homepage, their perfumes sell just under 40 euros. So it's not super cheap, but it's also not expensive. And with the notes in their perfumes, usually they tend to be quite unusual and interesting. They do kind of almost pull niche perfume type. So I would say it's a decent price point, I guess. But yeah, so let's look at these perfumes, accords and notes. The main accords are gasoline, leather, woody, iris, fruity, animalic, powdery, earthy, smoky, and violet. In the notes, we don't really have top, base, or middle notes. We just only have a line of notes. So it's gasoline, leather, iris, fruity notes, woody notes, and patchouli. So, gasoline, right? Let's just get that out of the way. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really smell much gasoline in it. Maybe like a tiny little bit in the first initial spray, but it's not something that jumps out yet. Like, you wouldn't be able to detect gasoline, I think, if you didn't see it in the notes. Or maybe even I'm just having a placebo effect now and I see it in the notes and I think, oh yeah, there's just a little bit of gasoline. I would say there's a lot more iris, like a powdery iris, and leather. And I would say that those two are the ones that stand out in the first initial spray. And those are the two that sort of stay on top throughout the dry down as well. So in general, this is a very sort of a powdery, leathery perfume. The longevity is decent. You'll get a couple of hours of it. I wouldn't say that the projection is too good. I have worn this to the office, of course. So the performance is okay. They have marketed this as a unisex scent, so for both women and men. I would say that this is more appropriate for women. I think at least it pulls more feminine to me, but I could definitely see a man wearing this as well. Now on Fragrantica, a lot of people say that this smells like, I believe, Tuscan leather, which is a niche perfume. Now I haven't smelled the Tuscan leather, but this definitely has a very prominent leather scent, and this is only the second perfume in my collection that has that leather as the main accord. So there's definitely something unique in my collection, and I really look forward to having more Rammstein perfumes, because they do make this whole collection thing quite fun actually, and quite unusual. The way they marketed this perfume was, it was meant to be worn by a bimbo that goes to their concert, like all fake, everything, and she just wants to get down with the band, and so this is what she would wear apparently. Right, so we're now moving into the last three perfumes, which will be from designer, and the first one is Lady Million by Paco Rabanne. Now I've known this perfume from 2010, that's when it first came out, and that's when I first had my bottle of this as well. I loved this perfume back then, and I still love it now, even more probably because I have like scent memories connected to that as well. This kind of takes me back to university times. I think a lot of people associate this perfume with smelling trashy, possibly. I think I've seen that somewhere on Frag too, but to me this smells, I don't know, this smells very womanly, maybe not elegant, but it is a very feminine and empowering scent to me. So let's look at the accords and notes. The main accords are white floral, sweet, honey, citrus, fruity, floral, patchouli, animalic, and amber. In the top notes we have a raspberry, neroli, amalfi, lemon. In the middle notes jasmine, African orange flower, and gardenia. And in the base notes white honey, patchouli, and amber. Now the main accord is stated white florals, but oh, it's so gorgeous. Right, so we get the citrusy, fruity opening. This is a very sweet perfume. The honey is right there. And even though the main accord is white floral, it doesn't really come off as a white floral perfume to me. White florals usually I associate with something calming, very zen, very sort of soft and gentle, but this isn't it. I believe this perfume is a lot sharper than that, which I probably believe comes from the honey and the amber in the base notes. It just gives this strong and sweet base for the flowers and a little bit of the refreshing citrus in the opening. I find this to be absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely not a trashy perfume to me either, and this is, I believe, like my top 10 definitely of top 10 of all time perfumes, and I believe I will probably always have this in my collection. So that's that, Lady Million. Right, so next up we have Good Girl Blush by Carolina Herrera. I have already made an individual review video for this perfume, so I'll link it somewhere up there or there. This is a great springtime perfume. It's refreshing yet sweet, and I quite enjoy it, but let's look at the accords and notes. The main accords are vanilla, citrus, fresh, spicy, powdery, aromatic, and floral. In the top notes there's bergamot, in the middle notes peony, and in the base vanilla. Right, so this release is definitely for springtime. The dry down is quite powdery and sweet. The opening is very citrusy. This, because of the powderiness, it does remind me a little bit of Signature by Mont Blanc, but this brings the citrus and the sweetness a bit more than the other perfume does. The longevity and projection is average, I would say. It's not the best, it's not bad either, so you'll get a couple of hours of it. In general, this is a good springtime perfume. I would say this, the color really confirms to what this perfume smells like, and it's like the little sister of the original Good Girl. So if you're looking for a new springtime perfume, you can definitely check this out. I love how you can just take off the heel. This is like a weapon, right? So yeah, that's just briefly about Good Girl Blush. Now the next perfume that I have already talked about this one as well in another video. This is Alive by Hugo Boss. This was the perfume that I smelled on a wedding guest at one of the weddings I went to this summer, and I just had to find out what perfume that is, and it turned out to be this one. I think this might be quite underrated. I don't see too many people talking about this perfume. Very nice sprayer, by the way. Yeah, this is great for spring and summer as well. Okay, let's look at the accords and notes. Main accords are woody, fruity, vanilla, warm spicy, cinnamon, powdery, sweet, aromatic, white floral, and fresh. In the top notes we have Madagascar vanilla, plum, cinnamon, apple, and blackcurrant. In the middle notes jasmine, sambac, and thyme. And in the base notes woodsy notes, sandalwood, cedar, and olive tree. Now somehow this perfume pulls off being sweet and spicy, at the same time being refreshing, being very feminine, and at the same time being quite masculine. I believe maybe it's because of the woodsy notes in the base, but I do believe that this is pretty much a unisex scent, which I quite enjoy. I do enjoy my perfumes that sort of lean a little bit masculine as well. Now I think the spices and the sweetness in this perfume sort of reminds me Good Girl, the original Good Girl. Definitely not in the initial opening because that's a little bit more fresh, but the dry down somehow reminds me of Good Girl. So this could be the masculine version of Good Girl, that's what I would say. I think this is an excellent perfume for spring and summertime. The performance of this is very good as well in terms of projection and long lasting. I don't see too many people talking about this perfume. I think it might just be a little bit overrated, at least in my eyes, because I really do enjoy this. It's a great spring summertime perfume. You can share it with your partner even, and the performance of this is also quite good in terms of longevity and projection, so definitely check this out for the next season. So it's the Alive, the regular Alive Eau de Parfum for women. So that is it for the haul. I absolutely enjoy all of these perfumes, of course some more than others, but I really do enjoy all of them. Let me know if you have any of these perfumes, what are your thoughts, or if you would like to try them. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!